Shout out to. Actually, no. Oh,
well prepared. Shout out to preparedness.
It's Thursday. It's Thirsty Sweet 16. I hope you took the day off, or on maternity leave, or had what do they call when they cut your balls off? What do they call that?
Castration?
Yeah. You can tell it's not a haiku because it doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, so just prepare to...
It'll be great.
It'll be perfect. Yeah, so just prepare to...
Y'all motherfuckers don't watch us play throughout the year, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna be real with you, and I don't care if I get fined.
That train is off the track.
I feel like you can't just jump through Neptune and be okay.
Just prepare to.
What the show needs is more dogs and bears and chickens and stuff.
Yeah, so just prepare to be awash in unbeatable goodness.
Welcome, Pacers fans. You are listening to the Undebeatables, your semi-weekly Pacers podcast. This is episode 583. Coming to you from Indianapolis, Indiana, I'm your host, Joey Gaffrida, the man behind the dials and former season ticket holder. This show, we're going to get a blast from the past with a boomerang. We're going to look at the playoff race. We've got a stat of the weekend and Undegoogleable for you. Joining me this show are all three of our analysts, coast to coast, like buttered toast. First, from the high school home of Jameson Brewer, Silver Spring, Maryland, it's the doctor, Jason Triplett.
What is up, Pacers fans? What is up, Undebeatables? Shout out to what my allergies are telling me is spring, which has sprung here in the district.
From Asheville, North Carolina, he's our in-house bartender mixing up the drinks and the crappy jingles, John Colson.
What is up, Undebeatables? What is up, Pacer Nation? It's Thirsty Sweet 16. So hopefully you enjoy your Thursday.
Nailed it. I guess from Boise, Idaho, out west, it's our enforcer, John Harper.
What's going on, fellas? Shouting out friends of the show, Christina and Kate with birthdays this week. And among Pacers, Miles Turner has a birthday today, and TJ McConnell tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Sweet.
Shout out.
We missed, I know Jakar Sampson had a birthday.
He was on Sunday, I think.
Yeah, this past Sunday. So.
Well, technically right now, so we didn't miss it.
As we record, yeah.
That's right.
Happy birthday.
Jakar Sampson seems like the kind of guy that does birthday weeks, not
Oh yeah.
So.
I like that. So it's a whole ordeal. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we get into the show, I'd like to remind listeners they can support us, the longest running Pacers podcast, by heading over to patreon.com/undebeatables, and you can support us with your hard-earned money for as little as $1 per month. I think we want to get, a boomerang was thrown a long time ago, and it just came back to us. That one got some good wrist action on that one, and it was out for, I don't know, months, years, but it is back. Colson, you've got the boomerang. What do you got for us this week?
Welcome back to I think probably the internet's favorite game that we just abandoned for a while. Boomerang, based on Boomer, the Pacer mascot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a question around the table, and then I think it's kind of like a spelling bee. The rules don't matter. We'll figure it out as we go. I would like to ask.
Do matter to spelling.
No, it's fine. What I'm going to ask is I've got 15 of the top paid players in the NBA this season. Okay. And I need you to name them. It doesn't matter what order you go in. Harper, top paid player this season.
How about a Russell Westbrook?
Russell Westbrook, $44.2 million. He is number 4.
Seems like
Nice
what-
work.
Seems like the right amount of money for him, right?
Oh, definitely. That's great for the Lakers as well, for sure. Jason.
John Wall.
John Wall, $44.3 million for the Rockets. He does not play basketball.
I was totally going there next. I was picking off all the worst contracts, too.
Yeah. Joey.
Well, let's. We got to get the gross things out of the way. Chris Paul.
Chris Paul is not on this list.
Oh, good.
Interesting.
Yeah. He
Happy to
definitely
be out on that.
signed a very large contract last time he was on this, but the numbers have changed since he signed that contract. So,
Okay.
Joey, you're out until you're back in because maybe it's spelling bee
Great.
style. I don't know what's going on. Harper.
How about Steph Curry?
Steph Curry, number 1, $45.8 million a year. That's a lot of money. Now, granted, the owners earn way more, so shout out to Steph Curry. Jason.
Let's go with Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, $42 million a year. Number 5. Harper.
Antetokounmpo?
Antetokounmpo, $39 million a year. Number 7. Jason.
James Harden.
James Harden, number 2, $44.3 million. Tied with John Wall, actually. But he's playing basketball games, so I'm going to give him the edge and give him number 2. So, nice work. Harper.
LeBron.
LeBron, $41.2 million a year.
I'm gonna go with Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard, $39.3 million. He is number 10.
Doncic.
Doncic is still on his rookie contract.
Is he? Okay. For the win, Jason.
For the win, Jason.
Let's go with Jokic.
No, you're both back in the game. Harper.
Wait,
Oh,
am I back in?
No. You're way out of the game. I don't know. I make up the rules. Screw off. Harper, what do you think?
How about Big Cat?
No. Jason for the win.
How about Klay Thompson?
Klay Thompson. $38 million a year. He is at 12th. So, well done. So, the guys you didn't get, Paul George, 39.3. Damian Lillard, 39.3. They're all tied at like 8 to 10. Jimmy Butler, 36. Tobias Harris, 36 million. Chris Middleton, $35.5 million, and Anthony Davis, $35 million. The reason I brought this up is because this is an amazing amount of money, and I think the overall payroll is about $120 million for the NBA. So you better be real good to take up about a third of cap space, and if you are real good, it's worth it. No, if you're Steph Curry or LeBron James, it's totally worth it. If you're Kawhi Leonard who doesn't play basketball, it's not worth it. So shout out.
Well, tell that to Deshaun Watson and his $230 million 5-year guaranteed contract with the Cleveland Browns.
Well,
He got a $45 million signing bonus. He got $45 million for signing his name.
Wow.
And he still might be subject to league discipline, so he might not play either.
Jeez. There's a different list of average annual salary. Joel Embiid is number 2 with $49 million. Jimmy Butler, with $48.7 million. There are guys that are making, that's pretty much everybody. But those two guys jump on the list if you want to talk about their overall average salaries. So,
Well, can't say I love that game, but I guess it's America's.
I mean, just because you lost so early, Joe.
You know what? I thought I was gonna get that one, and I was sitting on some winning answers besides the first one. So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, wait for
Be
that thing
better
to come
next
back
time.
around in 6 months.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
right. Boomerang back in the universe.
I think one thing a lot of those players have in common is they're in the race for the playoffs, and I think about this time of year, it's a good time to see where these things are going to shake out, which teams are going to be where. It's a little early for some of the seeding discussion, some of the specifics, but it's also the experiment of the play-in game is sticking around. So, Jason, can you take us through the interesting playoff races at this point of the season?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we this year have been so hyper focused on the train wreck that has been the Indiana Pacers.
On losing.
And then the trades and the optimism for tanking, that we've sort of ignored the wider league quite a bit. So I thought we'd give a quick update on where things stand as we're about less than a month away from the playoffs. So there's probably about 10, 11 games left for each team. So let's start in the Eastern Conference. As you mentioned, so there's this play-in thing, so I guess we'll do the standings and see where teams sit relative to that and what potential matchups are. So the East, as we've discussed, has been quite competitive this year, and so it's pretty clustered. So currently the Miami Heat are in first place. They have clinched the Southeastern Division. Second right now, second and third are Philly and Milwaukee. Philly is percentage points ahead of Milwaukee, and both of those teams are 3 games behind the Heat. Just below them is Boston, and then you jump down a little bit, and there is a cluster of teams. Chicago is at 41 and 29, Cleveland a half a game behind them at 41 and 30, and then Toronto a game and a half behind Cleveland at 39 and 31. Then we get to the odds-on favorite to win the title. Of course, at this point is when you encounter that team, the Brooklyn Nets at 37 and 34. Charlotte and Atlanta round out the top 10 in the Eastern Conference. And there's a pretty solid cutoff there. So those last 4 teams would be the play-in right now. And then it drops off. Washington is way below that. And then you get into the Knicks and the Pacers, etc. We pretty much know the teams that are going to be in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. The interesting action, I guess, is around at that borderline between the play-in and the actual, 6th seed or whatever. So Toronto has been on a tear of late. They've been, actually, for a while now. They've been playing really good basketball, but and Chicago has been struggling. So you could very well see a situation where Chicago falls down into that play-in tournament. Because of the play-in, it's sort of hard to predict matchups going forward. In fact, we can't really say anything, basically, because the 2 through 4 seeds are also kind of jumbled. But needless to say, going to be some interesting first-round matchups once we get out of the play-in.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, especially with this Brooklyn wild card in the play-in tournament, you could have a situation where Miami, say, gets the number 1 seed, and depending on how the play-in breaks out, they could be facing Brooklyn in the first round.
Yeah, that'd be an awfully unlucky draw.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I only picked Brooklyn to win 62 this year, so I was close.
You were very close. Very close. They're likely going to be above 500.
Nailed it.
And then if we move over to the Western Conference, here we've got a little bit more things shaken out, I guess. So Phoenix has been head and shoulders above the rest of the competition all year long. They are already sitting on 58 wins and have clinched first place Oh, no, they've clinched a playoff berth already. Sorry. They haven't clinched first place, but will soon. Second, the Memphis Grizzlies.
What?
Through all this chaos, have been just playing amazing basketball all year long and are in second place. Close behind them are Golden State, is Golden State. Next, there's a cluster of teams. Utah, Dallas, Denver, and Minnesota are all separated by 3 games at this point. I guess really that latter cluster, Dallas, Denver, and Minnesota, are all separated by a game or game and a half. Below Minnesota, there's a drop-off to the Clippers, and then a steep drop-off to New Orleans and the Lakers, who round out the top 10. But again, there seems to be a pretty sharp line between those teams and the non-playoff contenders.
Where are the Kings? Aren't they going for the play-in tournament?
The Kings currently sit 6 games out of the play-in tournament. They only have 9 games left in their season. So.
They do play Houston twice.
There you go. It could happen.
But
and
then
they play
again,
the
they're
tanking Pacers this week.
Yeah.
So.
They've lost 3 straight and are 2-8 in their last 10 also. So way to be all in.
All Kangs.
So I think they need to lose to us this Wednesday, and then also if the basketball gods give a shit about me at all, April 3rd, Detroit will lose to the Pacers for me for my birthday. So shout out.
Yes. Shout out. To me, the most interesting thing in this Western Conference is that cluster of teams that are sort of straddling the dividing line between play-in and the 6th seed. So Minnesota has made this interesting. They've caught fire here in the second half. They're 9-1 in their last 10 as we speak today on Sunday, and are, as I mentioned, a half a game behind Denver. So you could have a situation here again where if Denver falls into that play-in, and you're the Phoenix Suns, and anything can happen in a play-in, you could end up playing the Denver Nuggets with, reigning MVP Nikola Jokic in the first round of the playoffs.
And a healthy Jamal Murray because he comes back.
Yeah, and potentially a Jamal Murray coming back and all this stuff. So it's pretty interesting wrinkles here.
Yeah, to say nothing of the Lakers sitting on the 10 spot. It seems unlikely they're going to fall out of the play-in because the teams behind them are San Antonio, Portland, and the aforementioned Kangs, who are 6 games back.
And nobody wants to win in that group at all.
Yeah, none of those. Maybe the Kangs want to, but can and want are 2 very different things if you're a Sacramento fan. But I don't think anybody wants to face arguably the greatest basketball player of the modern era in the first round after working their tails off all season to get the 1 or 2 seed, right? I mean, that's just an awfully tough place to find yourself.
No doubt.
Do you think LeBron could beat the Suns by himself? I mean, his team is terrible, though. I think he could beat, say, a Memphis, but, I don't know. LeBron by himself with a bunch of really old dudes. I mean, they're way below 500. They're not good.
I agree they haven't been playing great, but this wouldn't be the first year in which people have written off a LeBron James team and had to eat crow in the playoffs, right? I mean, he's just a guy who knows how to turn it on when the time is right.
Including the Pacers. I think his last year with the Cavs, or maybe his second to last year with the Cavs, we faced him in the first round and we were like, oh, we got this because they're terrible. They're the 4th seed or the 5th seed. And he's got nobody on his team. We've got all the better players except LeBron, and he still beat us in 7 games. So you're right.
Yeah. Additionally, to say that there's no one on that team is a bit of a stretch. Anthony Davis is kind of good.
If he's healthy.
I mean, even if he's not healthy, he's still going to be better than most of the dudes around him. Will he be as dominant as you expect Anthony Davis to be is another question. But if he's on the court, he's going to be better than almost everyone else out there. That's certainly better than DeAndre Ayton.
You definitely bring up a good possibility, though, is, if the Lakers somehow, in these one-game play-in tournaments, win 2 straight, and and are playing Memphis in the first round say they have a lot of guys on that team that have a lot of experience in the bright lights of the playoffs, and Memphis has basically 0 guys. So
Not afraid
you
of the
can definitely
moment.
see them stealing a couple games and making it super interesting against a Memphis team that, has potential to, go to the conference finals here,
Yeah, I love Ja Morant's game so much. He's so unbelievable to watch. I'd hate to see him get knocked in the first round. That would just be terrible. I would expect a tremendous series. It'd be fun as hell. But he's a guy that I would like to see get his chance to go a little bit deeper and not run into, a resurgent LA. Also, clearly not rooting for any LA team, right? So I'd hate to see him run into a resurgent Lakers team and, see LeBron railroad him in 5 games. That would suck.
Yeah.
Well, also, I don't think that they can beat. I mean, somebody's got to stop Morant, and they don't have the guy except LeBron, and I don't think LeBron can put that energy into defense for that many games while scoring enough. I mean, Morant's too special. I just think I don't know. It'd be a hell of a series. I look forward to it, but Morant is, boy, he is a special.
I mean, I love him, but he's not going to score 110 points a game. I mean, you look around that team, it's not that impressive. Like, Brooks is a solid player. Jackson has been good for them, but, again, playoff experience. And Steven Adams is not going to be the guy to beat the LA Lakers in a playoff series, right? There's not as much around them as their record would suggest. It's just a lot of Ja being really excellent.
Yeah. I mean, the scarier thing if you're Memphis is you're most likely going to play somebody like Minnesota, Dallas, or potentially even Minnesota, Denver, or potentially Dallas if they should fall off. And those are all very, very good basketball teams.
Yeah.
I mean, you will have home court advantage, which is nice. But, I particularly would be concerned about playing a Denver team that has, playoff seasoning, and obviously Nikola Jokic, who just is a beast to deal with. Memphis has the horses, I guess, between Steven Adams and Jaren Jackson Jr., who's been, phenomenal defensively this year. I think he's leading the league in blocks to, potentially slow down Jokic. You're not going to stop him completely, but could be really interesting, I think. If you guys were to pick a finals matchup right now based on sort of, what we've seen thus far, where people are positioned in the playoff race now, if it were to stay in, Harper, do you have a favorite coming out of the East and the West?
I mean, out of the East, it's awfully difficult not to take the defending champs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Bucks, they know how to get there. They're still a very good team, and they've only won 3 less games than Miami. When Antetokounmpo was out there and playing at the top of his game, he is the most dominant player in the NBA right now. He's arguably better than he was last year. His team is every bit as good as I don't know. They are the team to beat out there. We'll see what Brooklyn can bring to the table, but they're going to have a long road, assuming health, coming from the seed that they're coming from. So I definitely pick the Bucks coming out of the East. That's where the smart money is. Not controversial.
No, I like that pick, but
Joe, what do you think?
I mean, I think in the West, I don't know. I think in the West, though, I think we might see a return of the Warriors.
Okay.
I mean, they've got the experience, and they've got plenty of talent on that team, and I don't know. The East is wild right now. I think I don't think Brooklyn's there, and I don't think Philly's going to do anything.
Shout out to Philly hate.
Yeah, of course. And I don't know. I guess to me it comes down to the Bucks, and I guess the Heat have earned at least a discussion about that. But I think the Bucks will bring it back. When it's, I don't know. I don't want to see Giannis in the playoffs.
Oh, don't worry.
I think
you won't. as a Pacers fan.
You don't have to worry about
I'll
that. So you're
I'll watch
looking
them once.
for Bucks Golden State finals.
I think so. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
All right.
We missed Mr. Harper's West pick. Who do you
What's
see
your
coming out
West
of the West
pick,
there?
buddy?
Yeah, I was actually going to take Golden State as well. I mean, obviously Phoenix has been playing out of its gourd. They were there last year. Again, it's just real easy to take the smart money coming out of the West right now. They have been playing better than any other team. They just have. So I'm gonna put you guys on the spot and take all the smart money spots.
Okay.
So
So
you're
you're
welcome.
taking the Suns.
Yep.
So you were saying Bucks Suns, which is a repeat of last year, correct?
Yep.
I think Suns win the whole thing this year. I'm all in on the Suns. And one of the reasons I am is because I want to believe in an NBA where a long, sad franchise can draft a bunch of players and get good, and then bring in one veteran player and make the finals, learn their reps, get their young players better, and then come back and win the next thing next year. I think that's how the NBA works. I think
Very
they've earned
specific
it.
vision of the NBA.
No, but I think they've earned it. I think that's how this works. Large teams don't really win without any experience. These young guys have had the
Right.
burn now. I think the Suns win it. Now, my Eastern Conference team is the Boston Celtics. I think they are for real right now. I think they are the hottest team in the league, and they're going to stay that way. They are playing championship level defense, and they have enough guys that can score the basketball. I think this is a really fun Boston Suns win it in 6 or 7 series. Yeah, I love it. I'm excited.
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, those are good picks. All right. I'll be the sucker. I'm going to take Brooklyn coming out of the East. I think.
Brooklyn.
I hate it. I don't think that this behavior should be rewarded, but Kevin Durant is a god on the basketball court, and he is pissed that he didn't get to win it last year, and he is pissed that James Harden demanded his way out of Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. He is got a running mate in Kyrie Irving who, weirdly, the way that they game the system, it may be a moot point anyway, because New York City probably will lift the vaccine mandates or whatever by playoff time.
Unless they just want to spite him.
Variant coming in.
Which I hope they want to spite him.
But so, regardless, if they do, then they have road court advantage all throughout the playoffs.
And don't forget, the most rested superstar not coming off an injury in modern NBA history, right?
Right.
I mean,
Right, exactly.
Kyrie's only played half the games, if that, this season.
Right.
Exactly.
He's going to be a killer.
I mean, and who knows if they're even going to, like, they have Ben Simmons, who knows if they even have to break in case of emergency for him. I don't even know he'll play. Even if he doesn't,
play
I think
at some
they have
point.
really good. I have no idea. I think that's the hardest situation to read that I've ever seen in the NBA. So I don't know.
It is nice.
He will likely play, but who knows if he will play significant minutes in the playoffs or whatever.
Well, no. So, like, you think about, like, who's going to play Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Like, can we bring him off to just, like, throw some top minutes on that? Like, that'd be useful.
Exactly. Yeah, but that team, since their inception, their plan was never to stop the other team. It was to outscore the other team. And with Kyrie and KD, they can definitely do that in a lot of situations. In the Western Conference, I'm with you, Colson. I have been super impressed with this Phoenix team all year long. Chris Paul went down with an injury, and everybody thought that he was the engine that made that team go, and they did not miss a beat. Like, that team is just locked in. Monty Williams just has everybody on that team knowing exactly what they're supposed to do, and like you said, they got the reps last year. I like their focus. I liked, I mentioned this in the season preview, that I liked the look on Devin Booker's face at the end of the finals when he walked off and was pissed. And he looked like the kind of guy that was going to come back and be a terror, and he has done exactly that all season long. So I'm going to take them. I think they're going to win it all this year. So
Well, I think that's where we are in the playoffs. I think we can take a break. You did a great job. Yeah. Let's take a few minutes here, and we'll come back in the second half with got some stat of the week and an Undegoogable, and then you can be on your way. Have a merry day. We'll be back in just a few. We are back from the break. First, before we get into an Undegoogable, we've got a stat of the week for you.
Joey, stat of the week!
And actually, we got two for you this week.
Double stat of the week.
Bonus.
Yeah. Double stat of the week. No extra charge. You get free stat of the week on this one. Buy one, get one free. This week only until the next time. Stat of the week. The first one here. To shout out to Indiana. And, you know, Indiana is a trailblazer in a lot of ways. And the way that I found this week that Indiana is leading the way is Indiana has the most dirty waterways in the entire nation. They have the most miles of polluted waters in the entire country. And no one else even comes close. They have 25,000 miles of Hoosier rivers rivers and streams that are too polluted for recreation and swimming. So take that, other 49 countries, or count. What do they call it?
They do. So this isn't even like per mile. It's like total miles, because I don't feel like we have that much water.
It's rivers and streams, so
It's not
a lot of these.
It's not a per capita. It's not a controlled for amount of rivers that you have. Just overall.
It says straight up
Total miles.
25,000 miles of rivers and streams. So I mean, the streams are. There's going to be a lot of these streams, that just.
I think they're called cricks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're called cricks. So. We don't have the highest percentage of waterways, but we're way up there, like of polluted waterways. My apologies. Most of this comes from agriculture. It's just the chemical, the chemicals from the agriculture just go right into the water and into Blinky. Our three-eyed friend.
So are you saying that you're going to add to the idea that we're just a big farm state, and we just all we do is make corn and dump pollution into our streams?
That's not all we do. It's what we're good at.
Too.
Yeah, and the farming is the
I was
pollution.
going to say, I feel like you're adding to our stereotype.
Just reporting the facts here, sir.
And as much as we've been trying to make Gary part of Illinois, it's still ours.
Shut up, Gary. Gary, Indiana,
So,
Gary, Indiana. That's all I know.
Yeah. Do they count the Ohio River
Oh, yeah, for sure they do.
Because that seems
good
unfair.
question.
Just our
I feel
side
like
of
that's
it.
on.
Yeah, no, they
Gotcha. Just our
the
half.
polluted side.
Yeah. Feel like that falls on. That's like a Pittsburgh problem.
No, that's definitely counts for
their
us,
fault.
though.
And apparently, like, so some of these problems are like particularly up in up near Lake Michigan, in the Gary area. There are like steel mills that are just, I don't know, just dumping stuff. There's like steel ash, and apparently there's laws for this already. They're just like they're not enforced very well. So, you know, they just dump this stuff wherever, and
So,
the regulators are a little slow to.
what
get them.
about Michigan City, Indiana, on the Lake Michigan? Do we have to pay for? Are we part of the Lake Michigan pollution?
Oh, I mean, I think it's probably related. I don't know. I mean, so this report was specifically about rivers and
Oh,
creeks,
okay,
as you-
okay.
as
So
you said.
not we don't get lakes in this. It's not all bodies of water.
No.
It's lakes and cricks.
No. It's
no,
lakes
no.
and
Rivers and cricks.
Rivers and cricks. Right.
Rivers and cricks is the name of the show now.
So apparently, there's a bunch of river and cricks you should probably not.
Like
Go
none
to
of them.
just to be safe. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Head out west. They're running out of water, but it's all clean. It's gonna go away.
Yeah, but my rule of thumb is the colder it is, the safer it is. So, not that fun.
So, like, if a lake happens to be, or if a river happens to be on fire, that means it's really
that
not safe.
generally speaking, yes, that's a very fair assumption. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what's nice about
rule of thumb.
skinny dipping out west is I can just blame my small penis on cold water.
Okay.
I have that license plate.
What about when you're?
It's called shrinkage.
All right. I wanted to bring attention to that.
Sorry.
I wanted to bring attention to that one because I was surprised that Indiana, for some fashion, has, you know, which is not known as a place with a lot of rivers and cricks, has the highest number of ones that are not swimmable or fishable. So I saw another thing that I don't remember this, but are you guys familiar with Ann Myers?
And
She
Myers,
came
that
across
sounds
her name
familiar.
came across in a basketball. I get the basketball reference like stat of the day. It's like the daily stats report. It's Women's History Month, as we've discussed, and so she was like in the late 70s. She was a fantastic basketball player, and in 1979. She signed a $50,000 contract with your Indiana Pacers.
Hey, shout out.
And she didn't play. I mean, she ended up not playing, but she got paid that to join the team, like during tryouts. And she did not make the team, but she got. There were several rounds of cuts. It was tryouts. Slick Leonard was the coach, and apparently he was trying to talk her into not trying out, But then she was insistent, and her brother, Dave Myers, was the number 2 overall pick in the 1975 draft. Played 5 years with the Bucks, but she made several rounds of the cuts, but did not make the final team. But did have a successful pro career. There was a different women's league at the time. If you guys are familiar with old LA Dodgers pitcher Don Drysdale. She
Really?
married him, and I believe she's now an executive, I believe, with the Suns.
Maybe that's the capacity in which I've heard that name.
Yeah. But she did almost. Well, she almost made the team, and she was paid. So shout out to her. And she was. She did do some broadcasting for
Yeah.
the Pacers as well.
She was also an Olympian.
Yeah, her Wikipedia page has a lot
Yeah.
of accolades.
So, Joey, is she better at basketball than you?
Yes.
I don't know. You've told me in the past
Still
you're
right
pretty
now.
good at you're pretty good at basketball, as you told me.
I mean, I played like CYO basketball. You know, I played with I couldn't even play with the competitive teams. I played with like the recreational ones.
How good were you with the recreational teams? Would you say you're a leading scorer? Say a leading rebounder?
I
Leading
was
assister?
let's say it was a mental giant, but
So you were the leader of the team.
This is the steady
yeah,
hand.
I was the Lance Stevenson
He was
of the,
the handshake
mind.
guy.
Yeah, for sure.
He was the pulp son.
Yes. Yeah, so that was my. I mean, no, she would destroy me on the basketball.
Oh, I have no doubt. Even now, she's like 60.
Okay.
She would still destroy you on the basketball.
Yeah.
100%.
She's in multiple Hall of Fames.
Yeah, she's
Right.
got your
Halls
got your
of
number,
Fame?
buddy.
Halls of Fame.
Halls of Fame. Yeah, yeah. She's 66 years old. Even though she's 5'9", but she's still taller than me.
She's still got.
No, I'm heavier than her though. You know what?
She's not going to take you in the post. She's going to shoot over you because she's taller than
Yeah,
you.
she's just gonna shoot
She
over.
could probably take him in the
Yeah.
post, too. She was,
Yeah, that's probably
in
true.
2007, enshrined in the FIBA Hall of Fame as part of the inaugural class. There's only two other U.S. citizens. Those people are Bill Russell and Dean Smith.
Jesus Christ!
So that's some
She's
rarefied
with-
company.
Oh my God! She's with those two.
Shout out Ann Myers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, no, that just changed my Hall of Fame list in my head. Joey, you're out.
Tough break.
You know what? If your Hall of Fame doesn't want me, I wouldn't want to be a part of it.
Cool, you're not.
All right, Colson. It's time for an Undegoogable. What do you got for us this week?
Oh, are we doing under Googleables?
That was the plan.
Super excited.
You told us we had to, so
He said we signed up for it.
In the end, it's going to be better and more true than Google can give you.
So this week, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, wait.
No,
Wait, are
that's
you saying
not.
we
That's,
can
Is that
pick the
the-
Undegoogable?
no. You don't get to pick it.
Okay.
That's the actual.
I want to know where that phrase came from because the answer is water. Why is that a saying?
Whatever floats your boat.
Why would there be other options?
This is why it's a question. This is weird. Why whatever floats your boat is water. Why is it a phrase? When did it come about? This is what we do.
Whatever floats your boat. This seems like something that somebody's dad threw out at a party in the 70s, and for some reason, because it
Yeah,
rhymed,
right.
and somehow it just stuck around.
If it rhymes, it's
Yeah.
gotta be
That's right.
true.
So you're saying the 70s rhyming. I like it.
No.
I like it.
So Colson, did we get a good definition? I mean, I know what it means, but do you
No,
have a
I
good
think you should tell me what it
definition?
means.
Sure. Well, I guess what I always take it as is, someone's like, whatever floats your boat is, you know what? It's up to you. Whatever. It's kind of it's up to you. Whatever makes you happy.
Whatever makes you happy.
Kind of
Yeah,
thing,
whatever's
like-
going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever works. Whatever you want to do is fine.
That's
I think
how I
it's
see it. too.
particularly if that thing is like abnormal or like
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
non-traditional.
I guess that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that twist on it. Thank you, Jason.
I guess you say, yeah. Like when someone gives you're like, this is what I like to do. You're like, oh, okay, whatever
No,
floats your boat.
yeah. That's kind of how you use it for sure.
Or at least that's how, I've used it in my...
Yeah.
All right. So why would you say? Why would it be abnormal if you wanted to float your boat?
Well, I mean, it would be abnormal if you floated in something other than water.
Right.
It seems like it's something like you would try to put something in water that's not a boat, right? You would like try to whatever floats in water is awkward and weird, right? So that's the idea of the phrase. But in fact, it's whatever floats your boat. So I agree with you, Harper. It's about what's floating the boat, which is not water, which is weird.
Or some pre-Archimedean understanding of why things float.
Eureka.
Archimedean.
Archimedes, he's the boat guy, yeah?
Was that those Tyler Perry movies? That was good.
Is Archimedes the boat guy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he figured out why things
He's like
float.
the volume.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
Infinite sums and all sorts of fun stuff. Archimedes was a smart guy.
So you think it goes back to the Grecians? The Greeks.
I'm just saying it's a possibility. I was trying to make sense out of what Coulson was saying because
Good luck.
No. That's not what you should be doing. You should be going off the phrase. Don't listen to me.
okay.
I like this. It's the Grecian Archimedes term. Could something else float your boat besides water?
I mean, it's not.
Pepsi.
Yeah,
Certainly, but
Crystal Pepsi.
clear
Crystal
grade.
But it's not often that you come across bodies of crystal gravy large enough to put a boat in. Right?
Yeah,
It's only happened to me twice this year.
it's true.
So I mean, my assumption. Okay, so my assumption is that this is going to be during American discovery. This is the North American discovery. We've got big boats, and we're trying to get them on creeks and rivers that are completely polluted in Indiana. And I think that
Not back then.
we can't travel unless it can float our boat. And so you can only travel, you can only explore for whatever floats your boat. So I'm going to go with 1680s.
That was so specific.
Yeah, we can only float our boat if it's got enough water.
If
That's what I'm going
the
with.
boat has enough water?
Yeah. No. If there's enough water in the ground for the boat to float.
Okay.
So creek or river, enough water to float
So it's
my
just
boat
like a-
while I explore.
A depth and draft issue.
Yes, depth and draft. That's exactly right.
I'm sticking with it. Some random dad. In the 70s.
I'm tempted by random dad in the 70s. Because the strangeness of the phrase itself is that, the boat floats because of physics, right? That's,
Yeah, it floats all the time. It
right,
floats
because
in
of
water.
displacement, right?
Yeah.
So
This is why it's a stupid phrase. This is why I asked it.
I feel like the guy in the 70s also had at least one button, maybe two that were unbuttoned that should have been buttoned.
Was it around his belly or was it up top? Okay.
Oh, up
maybe
top.
at the bottom too.
Top. Maybe one at the bottom.
One at the bottom, two at the top.
Yeah.
I like this guy.
So I was starting to search, and it says whatever floats your boat, and the second one is whatever floats your goat. I'm gonna actually look that one up instead.
Whatever floats your coat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start on Urban Dictionary and see where.
Oh, Jesus. This is sex. The answer is sex.
It seems to first appear in the early 1980s, with the first documented examples coming
1980s?
from magazines and newspaper articles. It developed. So this is according to slanglang.net. They claimed
that's
it
where I'm at, too.
developed from the modified version of phrases like "whatever suits you" and "whatever gives you pleasure," coming from 1820s. By the 1970s, variations like "whatever turns you on" also appeared in English. Yeah, I don't know. So it's definitely some random dad at a
I think you nailed it.
70s
You
party.
nailed that
no.
super solid. Coulson is super concerned about how accurate you were.
Yeah, he really is.
Are you just super mad because it wasn't 1683 or whatever?
This is terrifying. It seems to be pretty sexual, and I'm grossed out by it.
I think I've only seen one article that's in that vicinity.
No, I think it's a 1970s dad trying to get laid. I think it's gross.
No, I think he's walking out of the key party and being like, whatever floats your boat, guys.
Okay.
I'm not
I
doing
like
it,
that.
but you
He's
guys
walking
do you.
away.
It's fine.
Walking away. I like it.
Early 80s, late 70s.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I've got an early 70s boat you gotta float with sexual undertones.
Do you just do a search for the phrase and then the word sex after it?
Yeah. I say sexual undertones on everything.
His Google algorithm
He's
just
got-
inserts that silently at the end of everything.
Yeah, no, he installed the extension on Google.
No,
that
my
changed
entire phone is
everything
porn.
sex-related.
So that got friggin' nailed.
No, I mean, this disturbs me more than I wanted it to be something interesting and back in the day, and instead it's
I
creepy.
can't wait
It's creepy
for
old
one of-
guys
one of
within
our
our
dads
generation.
to like claim they made up this phrase when they're talking to our grandkids.
Yeah, there you
someday.
go.
Like, yeah.
And we're not going to be able to contradict them at all.
No.
No.
I'm so angry. Whatever floats your boat is by somebody in the late 70s, early 80s talking about sex.
It was a sexual revolution, man. Don't be such a square, Colson.
Yeah.
All right.
Sex is a beautiful thing, Jonathan.
Sure, I agree with that, and I like it when you call me my full name.
It is time to get going.
It floats his boat.
Yeah. All right, team. It has been wonderful.
You got Harper on that one pretty good.
It's been wonderful hanging out with you, gentlemen. But it is time to go. We will be back with you on Monday with another show. Until then, you can hit us up on the social medias. We are on Twitter at Undebeatables. We're on Facebook.com/TheUndebeatables. Our website, TheUndebeatables.com, is a contact form there. You can send us a message. You can send us an email. Shout out at TheUndebeatables.com. I got a Patreon. You can support us there, and we have a store at the website /store. T-shirts.
Hey, Joe, can you go ahead and type this right now into your closing statement? Because I didn't have access to this, but we also have...
You do have access to it. You just don't know where that access is.
I don't know how to do it. But we also have a show comes out every Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
The Undegoogleables.
Yep.
And they need to go separately access that. So put that... I'm not seeing you typing. Just type it right. Type right now.
I'm typing in my mind.
No. Type right now. I don't care about this. You know what? When next week it's not there, I'm gonna come over there and cry with my shoes on.
In your shoes. We do. Well, so we do have
Baby Cat or Colson.
Cat or Baby or Colson. So we do. The Undegoogleables that you heard, we have a separate podcast where most of them are pulled from that show, and we have a whole feed that is just that section of the show, and there's some that are only available there. Did you ever release this? Are those out yet, or are they still?
Oh yeah, no. There's a ton of novel shows on the feed right now. So yeah. So you could say that you listen to the show and you know everything about the Undegoogleables, but you're a damn liar until you listen to the feed. So go check it out.
If you want to get that 100% completion award, you got to listen to all the Undegoogleables.
For the architect Donnie Walsh and our once and always Hall of Fame coach Bobby Sicklinard.
Oh gosh.
Are you still sick from last week?
Yeah, no, this is all Ethan's fault.
Oh yeah, by the way, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, screw your kid, man. He's a disease. He's a disease mongering
In our defense,
monster.
In our defense, Jill and I said, we don't even wipe his nose that much.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, you were like, stop wiping his nose. Yeah, you did say that. I was like, but he's so snotty. I'll just take it and I'll put it in my mouth. That's what I did with that.
A girl I work with plays kazoo.
Yeah, is she good?
I don't even know what that means.
Like what does that mean? Everybody plays kazoo. I play kazoo.
No, but she tries, which makes me think that there is a normative answer to that question. But I wouldn't know it if it kazooed me in the face.
All right, let's do a quick stat of the week.
That was my kazoo.